we're going to learn how to back up and restore a SQL server. So a SQL database, basically, right? So let me show you something real quick before we get started. So I want to show you the difference between an interactive and a scheduled policy. So this is from the last segment, right? So the difference being when you click on general and you see job started from or by started from scheduled. So that's one that you have where it's scheduled to back up. That's how you notice the difference. And the other one is under general, you see it was interactive. So I started that one actually. So that's the difference between the two. Okay, so I'm going to log into my database, this guy here, this database here, and I'm gonna create some data on him or put some data on it actually, just something. We're gonna click on the SQL Management Studio right there, 2014. We're gonna log into the SQL database, Windows Authentication. I'm not gonna do anything right yet because I have a backup running, a full actually running. So I'm just gonna, after that's done, then I'll make it our changes here. I'm actually going to go over to my ComServe and I'm just going to beef it up to say like 500 gigabyte thin provision. I don't um, I don't need that much, but I just want to make sure I have more than I need. Okay, now we have 500 gig. Nice. Okay, so looks like I got a failure on that job actually. So basically, I did a restore right before this, not a restore, rather a backup with the SQL database, and just to see if it would work, before I take you on through this like hour-long thing, right? Anyway, so according to this, so these are the easy ones, right? So error occurred during backup, meaning so the permission denied in the in database master. Backup database is terminating and aborting, right? So it's a permissions issue. So that means that I guess I'm admin here for backup, doesn't have rights to back up that database. So let's take care of that actually first before we get anything else. So we're going to go to security. We'll go logins, and we'll look at domain admin and domain admin should work. Let's take a look at should have worked actually. Let's see. Double click on domain admin, or actually, yeah, double click. So I'm going to go server roles and public sysadmin. Yeah, I should have access to it to actually do that. So yep, I should have access to it. User mappings. Let's see what I'm mapped to. Okay, actually, let's go to general. That should tell me something. So master. Okay, good there. So domain admins, server roles, I'm good there. User mappings, I don't need to do anything there. Nope. Scribbles, good there, because I'm an admin, right? So status, grant, and enable, good. Yep. Okay, everything's good there. Let me go back to the ComServe and see what I'm backing up as. Okay. Let me take a look at what I'm backing up as. Who is the account? Okay, looks like accounts are, it's local account. Let me see real quick here. Right click on SQL, go to properties. Okay, let's go do this. Let's click on SQL authentication. Can we do there? Okay, let's do this. Let's do security, and we'll go add, and we'll give it, let's give it admin, right? Because I'm admin. That's a domain admin. Backup. Let's give it backup. Let's see, master, domain admins. There we go. Domain admins. That's what we want. We're going to add it there. Click on the role, right? I'm a admin master. Sure. Okay. Okay. Good. That should be good there. And let's go ahead and give that another run. Before we do that, let's just go over how you set up the backup really for the SQL Server. Actually, let's do that. So you open the SQL Server up, SQL Server, and you're going to choose which one you want to back up. We're not backing up the Commvault database one. We're not backing up this guy here. No, we're not doing that. We're actually doing the SQL, the one we actually created, right? So first things first. So you need to assign the storage policy. We'll right click on it. We'll go properties. Okay. Click on content. This is what you're actually backing up, right? So in order to figure that out, you click on configure. And what happens is you discover. So you're discovering what are the databases in here, right? And let's actually do that. Let's just delete it. Show what I'm talking about here. Delete and delete. Okay, configure. Okay, we're going to do discover. When you do discover, it's actually going to prop up these here. It's already here. So yeah, you just, what you do is you can click on one or the other. You click on the first one, let's say, right? But they're all there. Okay. The other thing is we'll click on the storage device. You need to make a storage policy for it, and also the log storage policy. So you have in SQL, you need two things. You need a full, which is usually going to be on the data storage policy, and then you need a log file, transactional log file storage policy. This is where you put it at. So let's change this to streams to 5, let's say. Data transfer option, same thing. We're going to turn off the software compression, and the duplication, we're going to disable duplication. SQL settings itself, so block size, we're going to leave this default actually. Since we've already set the permissions on the SQL server, we're going to leave this alone here actually. So then we got backup rules. So it's going to convert to a full if a differential, if you're doing the first, if you click on differential and you run a backup and it's never done a full, it's going to convert it to a full. That's what that means. Okay, so we're good here. Activity control, that's enabled. Yep. General, client name, SQL, subclient, right? Yeah, allow multiple. Okay, so we'll click OK on that one. Next thing we want to do is go into storage policy, and so we're going to create, we're just going to edit this one, but I'm going to show you what it looks like, the SQL one. And then, so that's SQL. Click on associations, so we can associate. I'll just show you what it looks like really. So you're going to click on the client computers, SQL. Here's an important thing to pay attention. That is that the SQL server, the actual one you want, you can just check mark it. You can even scroll down to the default, right? So we know that's good. View. Okay. No alerts, no security. Oh wait, actually, yeah. The creator, right? So this is the object. Since I have domain rights, it should work. So, at any rate, push OK on that, and we're good. So now, let's go over to our actual database and create something. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to actually create a new database, right? So let's do that actually. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's create a new database. So we just hit new query. We'll go create database, let's go SQL, let's go SQL backup and restore. Backup, restore, right, okay. And execute, okay. Excellent, okay. So we'll just do a refresh. Where's refresh at? Oh, right click, refresh. Okay. So my database, oh, it's here. Excellent, awesome, sweet. All right, so we're going to create some tables here. Okay, so let's create, yeah, we're going to create tables, right? So we're in the actual one, so here, create here, so new query. We're in the actual one, right? We're going to do create tables. So the name of my table is going to be Commvault version 11 class, or V11 class. The ID integer, the name variable character 30 characters, the lectures variable characters 30, and then I'm going to execute it. And so when we right click or refresh here, yeah, oh, tables, right? Yeah, it's going to be okay. Here it is right here. Awesome. So we're going to right click on it, the table. We're going to go edit top 200 rows. Okay, so here we're going to put the null ID as 1. The name, I want to do a full 1, let's say. I want to do 2, and it's going to be full 2. Yeah, that should be good, actually. So we're going to back up this, as a full, let's say. I'm going to back up as a full. So you don't have to save anything. It's already automatically saved when you can just close it. It's still there. It's not going to, it's still there. Select top 2000 rows. Yeah, it's still there. It doesn't go away. Okay. So let's over to ComServe, and let's do a backup of it, actually. Let's do a full of that. So we're going to do, we're going to go here. We're going to edit this guy, right? By the way. Actually, no, I don't need to edit this one. What I need, because it's already should be good. It already knows which one to back up, right? So instead of doing this, what I need to do actually is head over to the here. So right click on this subclient name, right? Properties. Under SQL settings? No. Under content, sorry. We're going to configure it. We're just going to so what was our database name? Our database name was we're going to discover, show it. Yeah, right there it is, right there. So it's SQL SQL backup restore, BU restore, right? So it's there basically. So let's just choose that. Let's get rid of those, right? And we'll configure, and I just want to discover it. I only want the one. I only want you. But yeah, so okay. So that's there, and push OK. Okay, so let's head over to storage policy, and we're just going to run a full now on it, actually. So run immediately, and we're going to do a full. So click on full, click OK, go over to our job controller, job controller, job controller. It's going to do its stuff. It's going to back it up, a full database. I have permissions, so it should work this time, actually. Should work. So you have the general tab, same thing, interactive, because it did interactive. The started by the backup, he's the domain admin, so that should work. let's see, progress, streams, attempts, job retention, status. Let's see streams again real quick. I noticed something what went over here. Let's go view media. Yeah, good, awesome. So something start to happen. That's a good thing. And you see these two things happen: stream and oh, okay, transactional logs. Good, awesome. When you start to see streams and you start to see media streams. Wonder why streams is not working yet, but yeah, streams, right. So when you see streams and you see media used, you know you're on to something good. You know it's working. That's really the key, right? Those two. Application error during backup. Let's see what. Oh, okay. Well, it's still running, so it's still running. So that's even though it says error, it's still running. So that's what you concerned about. Okay. Yeah, it's still the same error with the database master. Let me take a look at that. Maybe I need to change a couple things around. So it looks like the process SQL IDA. Let's take a look at our logs real quick here. So we're at the GX tail. We're going to go open logs, and I'm looking for the SQL IDA. Open that up, click W, and I want to see what the problem is. So it looks like this is the error I got, which is failed to open software Microsoft SQL cluster. So I'm looking at the SA permissions. So that's probably the issue right there, actually. So this is SA. So what are you? Your should be database master. Okay, database owner. Click that. That's for the SA, by the way. So I should be the same actually for the domain admins. Actually. Oh. Doesn't like my user mapping. Yeah, doesn't like my user mapping. Okay. So anyway, let's go domain admins, properties. So map to credential. Can I just check on nothing? Okay, I guess I can't check on nothing. Okay. So user mappings. Let's do this. Let's go master. Okay, model. Really all I care about is this one. Well, I'll just get them all. Why not? So I'm master, so I'll be owner, database owner, model, database owner, MSD, that one, database owner, database owner, and database owner. Yep, that worked. Well, probably because it wasn't logged as SA. That's probably why it didn't work. Either that or SA has more permissions than my domain admin, which stands to be true. Anyway, anyway. So going back to let's go back to the backup here, and we'll close this. We'll do resume, and we'll do resume here as well. Those two. Yep. Should kick off now. Looks like I have rights now that I didn't have before, so hopefully it'll work. So I think I found the database master problem, right? So I need to go in and actually do DB creator as the server role for that. So I'm going to try that method and see if it works. So what is it? Domain admins, right click on it, properties, and server roles, right? DB creator. Let's do that. So we can get rid of this user mapping because I'm already a master on it because I'm not going to map to it, right? So yeah. Well, actually no. Let's see. Maybe it's actually telling me I need to do oh no, permission should be here. So server role, yeah. So I don't need to map to these because I'm already DB creator here and I'm a sysadmin here. So yep, click OK there. head back to our ComServe and resume the job. Resume both of them actually. Just check on one of them, double click. Let's go here. Let's go view media. Move that over to the side. Here. Streams. And then let's pull up our log information. This is our SQL IDA log. So that didn't work, so maybe I need to do Google that again. Okay, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to change on the SQL side here, I'm going to change it to SQL Server, permission, or properties, security. I'm going to change it from domain admins to, I'm going to change it to backup actually, because let's see, add, move that one, right? Master, good. Okay, all is well, yep. Okay, and what I did was on SQL is I just added that backup to be master. The backup user on SQL is master. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here, right click on that actual, login. So I did a server role, added a DB creator, user mapping. I mapped them to all the databases and I made him a DB owner. Yeah, so they're all. The only thing I may have to change is this. Don't think so, but we'll see. So the user, DBO, why is DBO? Oh, database owner. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Yep. So securables. I may have to change the permissions here to get this to work, but we'll see. So push OK. Didn't change anything. Obviously, I changed it earlier before I showed you. And then I'm just going to right click on it and I'm going to go resume. And resume. Let's see what that yields again. So I can back up the database. I'm logged in as backup, right? So I go to tasks and I go backup. And full, yeah, backup, right? Okay. Successful, done. So what about the other databases? System databases. So master, tasks, backup, and okay, good. Yeah, that's good. That's weird. I'm able to back up all these. Oh, no, backup. That would mean that something else is going on. So let's try this. I'm going to right click on SQL Server DB. We'll click on accounts and let's add in backup. Let's see if that that works. Impersonate user. It really it should have already worked. Yeah, it should have already worked. You know what? Maybe I need another way actually. So impersonate user backup shouldn't have to do it this way, but let me find a different way. Maybe there's a setting here I can use for this. Properties. Okay, let me actually add it here, the backup. So maybe this will work for it. So I'm a master, of course, yeah, for the backup. Click OK. So let's actually click OK. Let's actually remove this one then. So we don't need that one. Properties, accounts, uncheck that. Okay, good. Let's run another full, or let's run a full. Let's just see if it works. Okay. So SQL DB here. I'll do that one. Okay. Let's see if it works, shall we? Hopefully it's working. Hopefully, let's see. Should see some media over the side. I see I have active streams. Oh, it looks like I'm getting something. 67%, nice. Okay, cool. So that's all it was, just a simple little setting. What is that? I mean, sometimes that's Commvault, right? That's just how it is, right? So the good thing is it worked. That's the most important part, and it worked. Let's see. So let's just click on this real quick. So again, same thing. Same thing with the chunk. So you want to look at chunk info, chunk size. Anything that says chunk, it's a good indication that it's doing something. Current chunk info, total amount of chunk. Okay. Yep, close the chunk, right? ID, right? So that's good. So let's hop on over to view backup history, right? Okay, and double click on that guy there. Double click on him. Okay, so details, temps, job retention, status, events. What is it backed up? It's backed up this. So we can do, let's just close this, and we'll do browse and restore and view content. So you can your database, right? So this is your database. It's current date, current information, etc. So we're going to create a couple different transactional logs. I'm going to back it up again, but I'm going to do transactional logs this time. And when we do that, let's just go to our schedule policies. Let's go here. Let's do run immediately. Let's do since you already have a full going or done, we're going to do a transactional log. So no changes have been made to the database yet. So I'm waiting for that to be done. I'm going to go over to the database. I'm going to log into it. And where are we at here? Tables, and right click or go edit top 100. And after that full is done, I'm going to add some information in here. You know, this is why Commvault's in demand. I already mentioned it to you before, but SQL is because you're working with Oracle people and SQL people to back up their data. Your job is very important, and it's very important that you communicate with the SQL DBAs, Oracle DBAs, either one, right? You got to really communicate with them because you really want to make sure that they know what you're doing and they trust you and you trust them. I think I mentioned this earlier, was that a lot of Oracle DBAs, what they'll do is they'll back up their RMAN backups, right? Which is a backup, and they'll throw it somewhere, like in a file, like this, folder, right? Basically, and you back up that folder, so you're backing a backup of a backup. That's redundant, but that's just how it is. But you know, I venture to say, like, recently did some data, and what we did is we aged off a lot of the RMAN backups that were just redundant, and lo and behold, we went from, I think, 90% full, something like that, to about 70% full by just doing that. And of course, we communicate with the database people and say, hey, we're gonna do these things, and this is how it's gonna work. And they're like, okay, cool. So they're on board with it because they trusted us and we trusted them, of course. So that's how that works. It looks like it's going really well with the transactional logs. So after that's done, we'll go and edit the actual table, the data, right? And we'll make some changes to it. Okay, that's done. So yeah, let's go to our transactional, or rather our database itself, right? And we'll put incremental, right? Incremental for, let's do incremental 1, or incremental, I guess, right? And then incremental 1. Okay, so that's good. and then enter. Is it enter? Yeah, it's enter. Okay, so that's good. We've done that. Now we'll do another incremental, and that'll save the changes. So basically, when we did a full backup, it captured these two. When we do the when we did an incremental as well, it captured these. And then the incremental we're doing now, it's going to capture these two things. I'm just going to right click on it and resubmit job. Just going to go transactional log, immediate, done. Okay, so that's done. So let's do like this. Let's go and we are going to view backup history. And we're going to do all, right? And we should have 3 or 4, right? So we got transactional log, we have 2 transactional logs, the size and all that, right? So we're going to restore right now after we did the incrementals, but our goal is to restore here to this point here. So I want to restore full and 1 incremental. I don't want to restore the second incremental. So for instance, you might have like I don't know, like a user said, hey, I just want to restore to these before this happened, whatever that is. And you have to know how to restore both a full and an incremental. So that's what we're going to be doing. So what will happen is we'll just delete this database right now. So delete it, actually. Delete. Yeah, delete. Done. Delete. Delete back and restore history. Nope, don't do that. Yep, delete. Good. Done. It's not there. Good times. Drop failed. Oh, maybe I need to have that closed. Could close that one and then just delete. Delete. Nope, don't do that. Closing. Yeah, we don't need that. Well, there's no connection, so. So yeah, we're gonna delete. Our goal is to, like I said, restore those a full and an incremental, and that's going to be able to tell you like, oh hey, okay, I had to troubleshoot this one again. So what's going on here? Cannot because currently used. Okay, close existing connections. Do that again. All is well. Good. Good times. Okay. So it's deleted. It's not there anymore. You see that. So now go to the CommServe. So we're going to right click on the SQL server. We're going to go view backup history. We're going to click on time range. We're going to do, let's say let's do yesterday, right? So till today. Click OK. And that's going to show up all of our information or backups, if you will, that are happened. So what we want to do is this: we want to back up this guy, or rather, we want to restore this guy and this guy. Those two deals right there. So what we're going to do is this: we're going to. So what time did it end? So it ended at 31, right? So end time was 31:20. 31:24. So we want to do a full from 11:21 a.m. or p.m. rather to 11:31 and 24 seconds p.m. Okay, so that means we're going to do right click on the SQL server. We're going to do browse and restore, and then we're going to do what time we say. We're going to do a time range. So we're going to start time is going to be 11:21:46, so it's 11:21, and the end time is going to be at 11:31 roughly. So that's our end time, because 32 it started the next deal. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at those that information right there. So that's why you look at that, by the way. So you want to know, okay, going to delete, I'm going to restore from this time to this time. So click on view contents, and okay, so then we're going to select the SQL BU restore. Click on that. go recover selected, or restore, recover, if you will. So look at this. Here's the cool part about that, by the way, because you see it, you see down here where it says, let me just make this a little bigger here. You see, yeah, you see these two, the LDF, MDF, LDF, yeah, MDL. Those two you need, by the way. You need those two. Otherwise, your SQL server won't work if you don't have those two files. By the way, just so you know. Okay, so destination, SQL server, right? Database, right? There's no database, exactly. That's what the whole deal is. There's, oh, it's gone. What happened? I don't know. Otherwise, it would have something in there. Point in time restore. We're not doing that. We're doing a, yeah. The recovery, we're doing, you can do a find and replace. If you wanted to do a different media agent, for instance, you click on advanced and you go to data path, and you can choose your different media agents, what you want to, or your different libraries. Let's say your SQL server has moved somewhere. The device pool, let's say, the backup of it, basically, and you want to restore it to where it was backed up before, you know, so you just put it here. Or if you want to back it up to a different disk pool, you can do that as well. For instance, let's say the database went down and that disk pool was no longer there, right? Whatever. So you can just restore it to another disk pool, basically. So it's different. It's almost like copying it essentially to another disk pool, but we're going to leave it any library. Of course, it knows where to go. Alerts, if you want to do alert, hey, this happened, right? Email, whatever. Options, you could do a checksum, verify. You could do a lot of different cool things in here, actually, by the way. So we're going to cancel that, and we're just going to run click OK. Okay, it's doing its stuff, restoring. So after a minute, we'll go in and check it out. I wanted to show you something before I go, right? Before this restore work is done. I forgot to mention this. On the, if you wanted to unconditional override, I know I glossed over that. Sorry about that. But the unconditional override, meaning like, hey, you know, if there's the files there already, overwrite that bad dog. You know, hey, this database is, you know, the right one. Overwrite that. You know, that's what that means right there. Hey, just override it. Yeah, overwrite that database. So let's go on our job controller. Look at that, it's already completed. Wow, that was quick. Okay, let's just go to our database real quick. We'll do, what do you call it? Refresh. And let's see, databases. And there's our file. So here's the key, right? If in fact it's there, we will know. So we right click on it, we can do edit top 200 rows. You see now we have the, so you see now we have the incrementals, the full and the incremental. It's there now. So it's fantastic, right? So it worked. Yeah, good times. So what we did was we restored these two right here, essentially. These two. Yep, right there. We didn't restore this incremental here. We just restored these two. So this was a full, and then these two basically had, so this had a full, and this is an incremental. So we restored those successfully. So that's it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching.